Have you ever tried new energy vehicles? What's your view on their future? And how might such factors as government support, consumer awareness, or technology influence their adoption and promotion in different markets?
Yes, being in China, it's almost impossible to not to experience NEVs. Even as a passenger, you feel the ecosystem, how normal charging is, how many models exist, how quickly the market moves, and how EV isn't the niche identity here. It's just part of daily mobility. I'm optimistic about the future of NEVs, but I think adoption depends on a few very concrete things. Policy consistency, infrastructure, and consumer trust. China is a strong example of what happens when those line up. Long-term planning, major investment in charging, and incentives that reduce friction, even things like license plate advantages in major cities, along with tax support and huge push to scale charging networks. And once this kind of scale happens, companies compete harder, prices become more realistic, and the tech improves faster. If I bring it back to Turkey, TOG is the go-to example for here. TOG is the electric vehicle company of Turkey. I think the interesting part is that Turkey is trying to support EV adoption. Personally, I used to be skeptical about TOG at first, but the more I follow EV markets, especially after seeing China, the more I think that if you're going to enter the automotive industry late, entering through EVs is actually the logical bet. Internal combustion has a more than 100-year head start in Europe, but in newer tech cycle, the playing field resets a little. The real question is whether Turkey can keep building the ecosystem, batteries, charging, supplier networks, and a stable long-term policy signal.
Thank you. Beyond vehicles, new energy is reshaping landscapes and economies in even broader ways. In our episode, the Kubuqi model presents an integrated solution for energy, environment, and the economy on ecologically fragile land. What aspects of this model stand out to you? And do you see potential for similar approaches in other contexts, such as Turkey?
What I took from Kubuqi model is that it doesn't treat energy, ecology, and economy as separate boxes. It treats them like a single system with feedback loops. Instead of thinking we'll build solar here and then deal with the environment later, the model starts with the land's fragility, designs an integrated solution. Photovoltaic projects that also support sand control, better land use, and even local livelihoods. So the key takeaway for me is new energy isn't just a technology upgrade, it's a development model upgrade. Could it be blueprint for Turkey? Potentially, yes. Not as a copy-paste, but as a mindset. Turkey has regions where land degradation, water stress, and rural economic sustainability are real issues. An integrated approach, renewables plus land restoration plus local value creation could be especially relevant. The Kubuqi lesson is basically don't just build energy projects, build them with the community and ecosystem in mind.
Thank you for sharing. This integrated mindset is important. In your country, are there any specific policies or measures to promote greener and more sustainable energy production?
Turkey is trying to green its energy mix mainly through the expansion of solar and wind power, grid investments, and tender and support mechanisms that attract private investment. There is also a clear energy security motivation, reducing import dependency while meeting rising electricity demand. One major tool is the Renewable Energy Resources Support Mechanism called YEKDEM, designed to incentivize renewable generation. In practice, it improves revenue predictability for investors, which makes it easier to finance projects and scale renewables faster. especially for wind and solar developers. Another big mechanism is the YEKA tenders. Beyond renewables, Turkey is also taking a major step into nuclear energy with the Akkuyu nuclear power plant. Akkuyu, the south of Turkey, represents a strategic move to add stable, low-carbon baseload electricity that can complement wind and solar as they scale. Recent updates indicate the project has received significant financing support and that commissioning has been scheduled for 2026. Overall, Turkey's approach looks like diversified clean energy pathway, rapidly scaling renewables, strengthening the grid, and adding firm low carbon generation to keep the system reliable.
Thank you.